Yo, hey, what's up, Taurus? Welcome to this timeless general reading. As per usual, all typical disclaimers are assumed and all non-typical disclaimers are asserted. I'm not responsible for you misusing this information within your own life. The responsibility of you is to take it all with a grain of salt to make sure that it is the truth that is supposed to be serving you. Alright, so with that out of the way, I would also like to stipulate that if you would like to skip forward to the card drops, you may use the timestamps below. Which will allow you to skip beyond my random ramblings that I use to kind of stall for time while I get cards to drop here. So, it's not my stipulation to... I'm not a big fan of drawing cards off the top. I like to have greater clarity than that, through cards falling out or something like that, or cards flipping out. So every once in a while it takes me a while to get the reading to roll forward, so if it's taking too long for you, feel free to use the timestamps below to figure out where you would like to hear from the reading. Okay, so with that being said, I also have something else to tell you about your nickname, which is Big Bull. That's you guys. All of you are the Big Bulls. Aries is the Great Aries. Those are the only two actual nicknames I've gotten figured out so far. Okay, so this card tried to come out twice for you. Man, so that's unfortunate. So before I go into what these cards mean, I'll keep looking for some more cards. When I did Cancer the Crabs video, I was like, hey, what's up, Cancer the Crabs? Welcome to this video. And when I look at the YouTube analytics, they all click off in like 5 seconds. So like right after I called them crabby, which isn't what I was trying to say. I was trying to say that they were Cancer the Crabs, but they took it as that I was calling them crabby people, it seems like. Which kind of plays to their emotional nature, I suppose. So it might be something about cancers that they are self-conscious about being emotional, which is very interesting. But you can't really blame them, Taurus, because you've got the cool nickname, Big Bull. You're the Big Bulls. But, and you're even here. Here you are, Big Bull, showing up. So, poor Cancer, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to offend them. But YouTube statistics are telling the story on that one, so. Alright. So, I'm not getting anything else to really come out here for you. So, I guess I'll get into this reading. It's disappointing. Your last reading was sort of the same thing, but you pulled up. Like, you have your own ability to pull up, is what I was saying last time. In this instance, once again, okay, dang. So, we even had this wanting to flip out for you. We have Emperor on the bottom of the deck reversed as well. Geez, a ton of lordly energy, a ton of leadership energy, but it's all in the reverse. So, a ton of distortion, and you even have a trinity here, so 1, 2, 3. Some kind of very, very off-putting set of leadership is trying to come out in your reading, and it's leading to a lack of joviality and a lack of camaraderie. Perhaps this dissociation is between a King of Pentacles, which is possibly you, and a Queen of Wands, who is a fire energy sign anyway, so it's definitely displaced from your earth element. Whatever it is, though, you are finding it's not great camaraderie. It's like a lot of spiteful energy, probably a lot of insecure energy, a lot of... It's almost like Game of Thrones, but like the two lords both kind of suck and they're both losing and they're both in travesty trying to deal with all the situation because they're not... not actually... They don't actually have great like leadership quality. So yeah, these fall out as well, and you're actually on this card also. So you got your own energy showing up here. So yeah, it's very disappointing. I would hate for this to be you, but it is your energy. So pretty straightforward off the top. Whatever this lack of communion is due to these leaders not being able to get along. And sort of what it's asking you to do is to get over that so you can get back to progress. So I don't know what kind of leadership position you're in, if you even are. Maybe this is about somebody else Maybe this is about something else. But the leadership energy is all over this, and these leaders not embracing their better qualities is causing a disruption in civility. And it's not the energy people want to be around. It's not the energy, it's not the greater embodiment of this card. It's not feeling good. People don't like feeling this happening, whatever this confliction is between these leaders. But there's a call here to get over it and get back to work, basically. So it's asking for this to be put aside, for these leaders to put aside their differences. And we have one other card I want to poke out here for you. But you've got the Star in reverse. So that actually doesn't bode as well for the Eight of Wands, because that's almost synonymizing that you're on the fast track to feeling hopeless over the situation. That it's not just bickering, minor bickering, it's like it's going to move beyond that realm into a realm of losing hope and losing outlook, which is not good for the leaders. And it is even insinuating that it's going to happen quite quickly. There's going to be a very fast fall into this energy if you cannot complete the cycle, or if you cannot get over this difference made. So, not a great call for the Eight of Wands. You don't want to be rushing into the Star. Like, you don't want to be in reverse. You don't want to be running to the Star in reverse. It's not good energy. Especially when you... Yeah, I mean, it's even suggesting here that it's going to affect your ability to rise above like a negative form of complacency. You're actually losing your ability to temper yourself. And that quality is probably what got these leaders where they are now. These leaders didn't get here by, presumably, they didn't get here by all of this negative energy. So it's almost as if whatever got, like, it's like, it almost feels really personal. Like, these leaders have something really personal between them, and it's like throwing off all kinds of stuff. It's throwing off their personal hope. It's an outlook. It's throwing off their ability to embrace even the better parts of themselves. So it's almost like their criticisms are pulling each other down, and they're not even managing to get over each other's hatred for each other or dissociation of each other. It's not cool. You've got this saving grace of the World card in the middle, but like, it almost makes me want to try and pull something else out of the World card in the upright, because, oh, and the other thing that's really cute about this is that the World card only has Taurus and Leo on it, but here we've got Taurus and Leo in the leaders. So, like, I don't know what this is about. It's definitely trying to, like, bring you two together, is the best way I can describe it. Like, it is trying to call you to be together in whatever form that's trying to insinuate. And it's very clear that when you two aren't on the same rhythm, that, like, you're not as pleasant to be around. You're not able to create a healthy court, so to speak. Your court is, like, the court of these lords is not pleasant. They're in these toxic leadership, these toxic energies of authority, and it's not, in the end, it's not serving them. In, like, completely, in multiple facets. And, like, maybe you're on the verge of losing what shred of, like, capacity or control or power you have left, even. I'm not sure how else to get this World card. Let me see if I can clarify the World card. Alright, Goddess, clarify yourself the world, please. What? Alright, so clarification for that is the Seven of Cups in the upright, which is a sign of illusions. It's a sign of variety. It's a sign of getting lost in your options. It's a sign of it is a sign of abundance, but the problem is that there can be illusions in your abundance. Or like, you can, what is this? You even have the Ace of Swords here, which I was looking for a clarification for the Eight of Wands. There's like, yeah, I mean, the World card clarified by the Seven of Wands, or the Seven of Cups. Like, I am honestly not too sure about that one. The Seven of Cups is not about completion. It is in fact about, it's like about division, because instead of coming together, you've got separation of choice. So to speak, the abundance is putting you in a position where you haven't completed any decision yet. You're kind of in a state of wondering. So it's kind of counteracting energies. Like the world having to choose your variety for you, or the world also provides your variety. But the problem is with all this other negative energy in the read, part of what the Seven of Wands is suggesting is that there is faulty judgment, essentially. There's clouded judgment, is more or less what it comes down to. So like, I guess to a certain extent, it's like you might be clouded in your judgments about each other. And so I don't know why it is that you two are like, or I don't know why it is these two are at odds with each other. It could just be completely petty. It's just weird because you've got the world at your back. And in this reading in particular, very interestingly, is that like Taurus and Leo are on this card. So you've even got that going on here. Matching. And then I'm not sure what the Ace of Swords is about in reverse. It's not a great card. That's essentially like, it's just very interesting because like these energies kind of counteract and these energies kind of counteract. The Eight of Wands is typically a card of haste, which insinuates a card of flowing and a card of progress, a card of process completed. With the Ace of Swords reversed is a sign of failed initiative. So like there's an opportunity here to stump your forward progress, to fail on your initiative, and maybe that initiative was something that these two were good at before they got together in this relationship or whatever this situation is. But this is pretty clear over here. It's just, it's suggesting that you both are going to lose a lot more than that's worth to keep up these grudges. So I don't know exactly what it's going to take for you to complete this cycle. It's almost like maybe the both of you have already completed your cycle and you're like retired, so to speak. Your work is done almost. But because your work is done, you've like found yourself with clouded outlook. And that's like causing you to start having to make each other your problem to solve. So you're like fighting with each other to fill the void that you completed long ago. So like that's almost speaks to retirement. So like bitter, like to a certain extent, it's like bitter retirement, and you aren't pleasant to be around. You are failing to take the initiative to deal with this in any productive way. So it's like you're very quickly falling into these, or you're very comfortably in these energies. Especially these two are brutal. Like, this is like a complete downward spiral from being able to do the things that got you these thrones. So the solution here, unfortunately, is these two people need to pull out of their toxicity. That's all there is to it. maybe one of them could rise above and be the exemplar for the other one. But it's not good to be here. So yeah, it's almost like your achievements themselves, or it's almost like you... It just seemed really, kind of what I said seemed on point. You've almost lost your purpose after completing something. And that's just like forcing these two people to take it out on each other, and they're not doing it in a healthy fashion. So I don't know if there's any other clarity that can be provided here. It's actually turning out to be pretty straightforward for you again. It's kind of the same thing as last... It's similar to the last Taurus reading, which was like... Taurus has got this problem, but... Well, actually, in this instance, it's a little different, because in the last reading, it was like... You kind of fucked up, but you knew it. And you knew what to do. In this instance, like, it's different, because there's this other energy that is... That these two energies are just... They're getting each other stuck, big time. It seems like. Which is disappointing because they're both like, they both earned these purges, and they very likely worked together in the past to great effect, but it's not flowing anymore. And it's not pleasant for them to be around other people. It's not pleasant for them to be around, or they're not like pleasant around other people, basically. Man, and look at this. The Emperor in reverse finally coming out with 3 of Cups even. So like the 3 of Cups, or the 3 of Pentacles in reverse. So that's almost like, it's the same process here. It's the fact that this is just more confirmation on the negativity, how bad the negativity is. This whatever this authority figure is, whomever these authority figures are, it's like just so much negative authority, and that's so lame. This is like such toxic. Like, these are the last people you want with any authority, because they're just gonna be pieces of crap with it. That's the easiest way to say it. These people are what ruined the world. People given this authority and act like this and channel this energy with all of that authority. These thrones, these nice clothes, all of these crowns and jewels, all of this prosperity, everything in here, other people's toiling afforded that for these people. They needed other people to accomplish that. And when these lords are all in the upright, they're channeling the qualities that empower all of those people and help all of those people and make those people love them and feel like they deserve them. When all these lords are in the reverse, they are just ruining life's experience, because they're in toxicity and they're demanding things, and they're of the opinion that, like, because they've been granted the authority, that other people actually are for them, and that's just so wrong. And it's not what... It's just weird. There's so much negative energy in this. So much negative energy. I'm almost inclined to like wonder what these are. Even though I've gotten clarifiers for them, they are not exactly clear. They are like it's so lame when I have to say it like this, but like whatever this relationship is needs to come to an end. That's like the only thing that's... It's almost not even insinuating that they could fix it. It's like it's kind of saying that it needs to come to an end, and other options need to be investigated. Other options need to be considered. Because 3 of Pentacles and 3 of Cups in reverse, like, that is about communion being like, it's about tense work environments, so to speak, and even social environment. So not only is like the work life more tense due to this toxicity, but like the social life is more intense. Like this negativeness is overflowing onto other people in work and in sociality. So you're not achieving the happiness of the camaraderie of the Three of Cups, and you're probably not achieving as much progress as you could with the camaraderie of the Three of Pentacles. Both of them are faltering. And lords, that means that these lords are failing. They are failing those around them in their toxicity. And that's going to, and for whatever reason, it's insinuating that the lords are understanding that it's just boding that it's never going to get better almost. That the cycle is, these energies are going to compound this negativity. It's just going to keep on building and building and building and building. If with Temperance in the upright, you would be able to pull up, but you're not in the upright, it's in the reverse. And with the Star in the upright, you would be able to cultivate a better optimism, but it's not, it's in the reverse. So it's like they're even resigned to like not believing it's going to get better. And that means they're definitely going to be locked in it. So like the bizarre notion of this Eight of Wands, and it's, yeah, like it just sucks that it's like the only thing that the only upright energy you have is the fact that you're going down Schitt's Creek quite quickly. And the only saving grace here really seems to be that you need to move on. Or this connection needs to end. If you're never ever gonna make the difference. And there's a slip of a sign here that there's more variety on the table. That you exploring your options is part of, or like moving on to new options is how this is dealt with. So, as a tarot reader, giving advice like that is very dangerous, because if somebody like goes off and does that, it breaks a relationship. It's a very, very, very tough thing for a tarot reader to start wading into. It's very, you know, the consequences of that go beyond just the agreement between myself and a viewer. If my words inspire a viewer to take drastic action like that has effect on other people, it's an even more drastic suggestion. So more than ever, remember to heed these words with a grain of salt and consider them as they fit into your experience. But that is basically what's happening here. That is basically what I am seeing with all this information. And you've even gotten, what, 3, 6, 9, 10, 11, 13 cards out by 22 minutes. I got, the last reading by 20 minutes, I had 3 cards for Aries. So, like, a ton of energy wanted to come out here. And this combination of all the Lord energy, like, it couldn't be clearer. These are toxic, this is toxic authority. Someone in toxic positions of authority, which makes them really stuck up about each other. Or like maybe they're both just petty as hell and they're both served really hard, and they just have nothing better to do with each other but like bicker with each other. Like, it's such a lame energy. It's absolutely a lame energy. It even gives me half a pause to anticipate that the people that need to hear this would even be self-reflective enough to watch this, if they're that petty. But there are also signs here that, well, no, I took that sign away now, because the world is signifying that this relationship needs to end. So I'm not even on the board now that these people even achieved anything. So if this is one of you, or maybe you could even be looking at this from the outside, you could be dealing with these people. And there's even this greater Lord synonymy here that's trying to come out. So like, I'm really not sure what role you play in this. I would hate for you to be the King of Pentacles in the reverse, because all of this energy is just not cool, or like, it doesn't feel good. All of this just doesn't feel good. This isn't the best you could feel. at all. It's not even just that you don't feel, it's not even that you rub people the wrong way. It's like you don't even have a great outlook and hope. So I don't know if like if you feel like you're endowed to this position of authority or something. But I keep coming back to the idea that there's something going on between these two, and that cycle needs to come to an end. There's other options that are going to be better for you, is basically what this is suggesting. And if you're just stuck in all of these energies together, then it doesn't matter, like, it's not even that you're stuck in them, it's not like the gears are greased for all of this energy from whatever this is. Like, the floodgates are open. This relationship is just so much negative tumultuism. It's actually kind of befuddling here how clear this has become for me. Like, so I don't know. You're the King of Pentacles, though. So if you're here, I really admire that you are taking the opportunity to, like, find a way out of this, because you don't want to be here. So I don't know why you're in this toxicity. I don't know why you're in the reverse. Maybe it is just the other person. I don't want to put it down on your character, but the other reality of the energy that you're embodying is, like, ruining so many things. Especially if you have some kind of authority figure over you that is, like, demanding you be here. So it's very interesting, because it's almost like royalty. It's almost like real royalty. Like, this royal pair doesn't have a choice. Or they don't think they have a choice because of their own inherited authority. But that was also a form of toxicity. So, like, that would be really cool if you were some kind of lord like that. Like, this isn't just a metaphor of the King of Pentacles. You actually are, like, some kind of royalty. You know, like some kind of imparted authority. But there's a call here that you will never be properly free if you stay this bitter. And the world is actually calling you to seek out something new. It's not really, it doesn't want you stuck in these energies. And it doesn't want you, like, causing this in other people. Especially if, like, they have to serve you. That's extra not cool. So I don't know what else to say for that. I feel like I've gotten to the point where this is clear. So I hope that you can take this to heart somehow, or I hope this is like, I hope this can help you in some way. I hope this is meant for you. Make sure if it's not meant for you that you don't do something rash in a relationship that you'll regret, because it's not what I'm suggesting here. So it's definitely something that's got to be for the right person. But you got a lot of cards here. I don't usually have to run these clarifiers out for almost any reading, and they poured out pretty good for you. So that's about all. I think I'm gonna call it. And I wish you the best of luck, because I want to see you overcome. I want you to be filled of hope and not be filled of just a emotionless acceptance of travesty and not cool energies and all and stuff like that in your life. So I'm gonna leave it at that. Good luck on this, Taurus. Big bull, you're the big bull. It's probably what got you here. So good luck. Take care.